In this video, we will see the new version of the software 1992. Forward, we'll see a new option we can use in this program. This new option will give you the possibility to obtain a video of the project you designed. Also, you can obtain a dynamic of the units in order to see their mechanism. While the video is running, you can see in the same time the dynamic of the mechanism. The same result you can see also when you will design a dressing. In order to have this video, we will follow two steps. The first step is to set a direction in which the camera will run in order to register the video. The second step is to select the door or the drawer you want to be opened in order to see the mechanism. We will select now Create Animation from this button, Setup Animation. Automatically, the project will be presented in floor plan, as you see. And in this window, Items, you will see some options which will help you to create the video. At the option Camera, you can see another videos if you have more. So this is meaning that you can see several videos. You can mix them in one project also, and it is not necessary to have more videos, but if you want, you can get more videos. Forward, you have the option Setup, which will help you to fix the directions you want to have for your camera. The option Preview, here you can see the result of the video you registered. So from the option Setup, you can choose the shape and the direction of the trail you want to have for the camera. Let's start from this point. I will choose free shape. And in order to design this trail, I will press one left click. If you move the mouse, you can see the trail is moving too. By pressing one left click, I will set the rest of the lines regarding the trail. And by pressing one right click, the trail will stop. So the camera will follow this trail. If you want to change the trail, let the mouse on the marker, and after press right click. In this way, you can change it, having another shape. By pressing left click, you will fix it in the desirable point. The trail which has a straight line indicates you the direction. This one indicates you the direction which the camera will see. The trail which has cracked lines, this one, indicates you the direction which the camera will follow. So, as you can see, the straight line is now aimed at the opposite direction of the project. In order to set it in the direction of the project, you will select the marker with the right click, this one, and you will fix it in the point you want by pressing left click. So once you set the two trials, you can select different options in order to have different details in your video. In the left side of the window, you can select these options here. the items. For example, I will select in a constant way to path direction, and forward from the option preview. Here this option will show you how the camera moves into the project. By selecting this button, you will see how the camera moves. The arrow will always show you which direction is the camera pointing. In this option, it is not suitable, for example, because is not indicated the project. So you can change it with the next one. So I will go back, setup, and now I will change it with this option. Look at a constant point. Forward, I will save this option in order to see in which way the camera moves. So I will go, I will select preview. And again, this button in order to see the result. In this case, for example, the camera looks to a fixed point, as you see. Another option is, I will go back, I will select setup. Another option is the first one, constant direction. I will save this option. I just select it. And I will press again preview and this button in order to see the result. So in this case, the camera looks to a fixed point regarding the direction which I set it initially. Here, where the arrow shows you the direction. Forward, we will see the options regarding the trail. For example, I choose this kind of trail, Eclipse, and I will approach with the mouse the area I want to add this trail. By pressing left click and moving the mouse, I can see the trail. And by moving the mouse, I can set the dimension of the trail I want to keep. In order to fix it, I will press one left click. And after, you can see that the arrow is at the opposite direction of the project. So I will select the arrow by pressing right click, and I will move the mouse in order to set the direction I want to see. By pressing left click, I will fix it in that point. Now, let's see the options. So I selected this one, the last one. I will select preview and this button in order to see the result. So the camera, in this case, will go all around the trail on the outside side of the trail and will stop at the initial point. I will set another option. I will select setup, and let's see now the second option. I will save it, preview, and again I will select this button in order to see the difference. Now the camera will follow the direction of the trail, as you see, and will be focused always on this point in the direction of the arrow. I will select setup again, and let's see the first option. I will save it, preview, and again I will select this button in order to see the result. Now the camera will look in the direction of the arrow, and we'll go round and round of the trail. A third option, in order to see to obtain a video, is another shape. I go back to setup. Is a curved shape for the trail. So if I will select it, let's delete this one. I will indicate it, and I will delete it from here. And I will go forward by selecting this kind of trail. So the point which I will set the trail can be delimited from the right to left. It's not necessary to be from the left to right. So you don't have restrictions in this point. For this case, for example, I will set a trail in this point in a curved shape. I will select left click for the first time, and after by pressing left click, I will set the trail, the shape of the trail I want to have. And when I want to stop, I will press one right click in order to stop it in the point I want. Again, I will select the marker of the arrow by pressing right click on it in order to bring it in the point I want by moving the mouse. And I will fix it here by pressing left click. As you saw before, we have the same options in order to set the direction in which the camera will look to. So let's see, for example, the second option. I will save this option, and let's go to the option preview. You can see it, the result even in 3D. So instead to see it in floor plan, you can select 3D. And here you will press again this button, and you will see the result. From these arrows, you can go at the end or at the beginning of the video. You can go back in floor plan, selecting 2D, in order to change the settings. I will stop it now. So now, for example, if you want to move the trail closer or further to the project, you can select it, you can indicate it with the mouse. And when you will see the cutted lines, press right click. After, in order to change its place, you can move the mouse. And when you want to fix it, you will press again left click. So I will use the same procedure in order to change the direction of the camera. By selecting it with right click. And I will fix it by pressing left click. Here, in this window, items, we can see the speed of the camera, which is now 30. Also, the time of the video in seconds. And the angle of the camera, which is now 60. Forward, here in these two blanks, we can see the height which the camera is fixed. If you want to change these values, you can change them, and after press save. If you will change them, the button save will be activated and you will select it. Now we can see the video from preview from this button play, and also we can see it in 3D. So I will select 3D. And forward, the recording of the video will be done from this button. In this environment, we can see the project in the right side of the screen regarding the settings we established before. And here in the first blank, we can see another videos we have. In the second one, we will see the duration in seconds, which is necessary in order to see the video. Here we will see the images per seconds, which the video contains. If you want to see the video slower, you can double this value. So I already doubled it. It was 24. Forward here at the quality, you can increase the framework if you want to by selecting another option. I will select the previous one. I will select compressor. Here you will pay attention in order to be selected this option. It is very important. It must be selected this one, and after you will press OK. In order to be recorded the video. The program has a folder with the name of the video and will be saved automatically there. So now if you would like to delete previous videos, you will select this button. This is the button playback. We will see it later. This one, from here you can close the window. And from the last button, you can set the luminosity, the shadows, the reflections, and here we have a new option, ambient occlusion. I will select it, and by pressing OK, I will see the difference. I will have a better result, more realistic. Here you can see it. Now let's start to record the video. I will record it from here. I will select this button. We can see that the speed is not high. So this is meaning that we have enough time in order to select what we want, the door or the drawer or whatever we would like to open. So I will select this door. The numbers you see here indicate you the multitude of the images that the video contains. So the final number of these images will be the duration in seconds multiply this number 48. So the images per seconds, which is meaning that the video, when will be finished, will have 480 images. If you want to open one of the mechanisms, you will select by pressing left click the door or the drawer or whatever you would like. But for example, now because I selected this door, the previous one will be stopped automatically. So every time you will select another door or drawer, the previous one will be stopped. If you want to stop, for example, the camera in order to see an area with the mechanism being opened, for example, this one, you can select the option hold camera and also hold camera, or you can use the space bar from the keyboard. So the same options. And you will see the dynamic of the mechanism while the camera is still fixed. For example, now. The camera is still fixed, and we can see the mechanism opening. So depending on what would you like to indicate, you will select the proper options. Don't forget that when you will use this option to hold the camera, to look in a constant point, the number of images here will be more. So now I will let the camera to follow the trail. I will deactivate this option, hold camera. I will select another mechanism in order to see the result. In order to record the video, we must export the option frame. So now I will stop the video. You can also stop the video before the trail to be ended. You will stop it from here if you want. So we have to do export. I will select this option, export frame, and after I will press this button. This button I told you before, the play back. I will press it in order to see the video record. I did only the export of images that the video contains, so now I will export all the video. After we record the video, the button save will be activated, and I will press OK. You will not change the files. You will let the program to save the video in the file you see here. So you will press only OK. After you will write the name of the video. It will be saved with this in this format. You will press save. And forward, you will find the video in the folder with the name video, and you will select it in order to see the result. If you want to save the video from render, having another result, you will select this button. So the settings from render will be kept and the video will be recorded having the result from the render environment. In this case, it will be necessary more time in order to obtain the final result of the video.